Margu Zian Show. Divine marijuana brings immortality. So, louder, louder, louder. You know, when I was a young man back in the old days, my brother and I was kind of close. My next brother, because I got four of them. So my next brother next to me, he grew up with my father. I grew up across town with my mother. Well, he grew up with his father and his mother. With our father, I'll get it right in a minute. He grew up with our father and his mother, and I grew up with my mother and kind of with my brothers. They way older than me. Anyways, but back then when we was hanging out, we used to make a joke because my father had a TV business, so I guess I know in my mind, I'm like, when I get old enough, I'm going to take this TV repair business over, blah, 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 right? And we used to joke about, man, by the time we get rich, it's going to be the end of the world. Be careful what you say out of your mouth. Mouth. Be careful what you say out of your mouth. In English, that is mouth. So, what has that got to do with this video? Because me personally, at my age, I'm just getting ready. It took me years to put together my own system of kung fu. No, I didn't just take the Tai Chi I learned from Grandmaster Leong Shum of Ying Jiao Pai. I'm always shout him out because that's my Sifu, which means teacher or father, right? And he was Chinese, so Mandarin. I'm sorry, Cantonese. Anyways, just like Bruce Lee. So anyways, so this is not some kung fu that, because I'm saying that because if you're not into martial arts, you don't know. I know people who is taking karate in Harlem, and then they take the same karate they learned it from the Japanese, and then they name the forms and the movements and all that Egyptian names. So you go to the school, be like, yo, I'm taking some African or whatever. No, it's the same style he learned in Japanese school. So that's why I'm saying I created a whole new system. Now, I'm calling it cannabis kung fu, but it's much more than that. And it's not really like, say, drunken style where you actually drink or act like you have drunk and then act like you're fighting drunk. Cannabis is the speciality of the... I can't help but do the right Reverend Roy Rich. I'll talk about him later. The cannabis part is the spirituality, as opposed to if you go to a temple in China, say if you go to Shaolin, you have to learn Buddhism. Cut your hair off, don't have sex, don't eat meat, don't. Never mind, I'm out. And then the other side of that is Taoism. Now, Taoism is about yin and yang. which means balance. So in a Tao, we can have wives and we can have sex, and we can't eat meat, but there are rules, and that's why I do so much in the Tao, because it's off the chain. So when I first started the Tai Chi and all that, everybody was making fun of me. Oh, you taking that kung fu? Kung fu? No, it's kung fu. Blah 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 blah. So all that being said, here we are today. Oh, I missed a part. So I'm going through that, but even before I start seriously studying kung fu, when we were younger, just a few years after. I'm gonna say this over and over again because after you make so many videos, you said that way back then. I need to repeat this, especially now because I'm trying to figure out stuff to say. It's not much to talk about except Donald Trump and Elon Musk and Facebook and this that, except the Billionaires Club. So I'm relating my story to that, and I'm like 40. I'm gonna say it again. 45 years ago. What the heaven was that? Nickel? Come. Anyway, 45 years ago. 45 years ago. Not that I'm psychic. I heard a few things while I was a buyer in the Marine Corps. I was buying weapons in between wars. I had an operation, so I missed the Vietnam War, or might have been too young too, but I had an operation, so I didn't go into boot camp till I was 20 years old. Everybody else is like 17, 18, right? Okay, I'm 116 pounds. So, but when I got actually working, I was working in logistics and moving weapons, not whole weapons, parts of weapons. Was a buyer for weapons part. Now there ain't no war. So we in between the Vietnam War and what was the next war? Iraq, Iran, one of them niggas. So this is where I was at. There was no war. What was I buying weapons for? Think about this. Y'all don't even know about warfare, like actual fighting. But anyway, think about it. In Vietnam, you're in the jungle where it might be humid, where it might be wet, leaves all around, foliage all around, blah, 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 blah. People got tunnels coming out their ass and blah, 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 right? After you get your ass kicked, you like, let's get away from these Chinese people. Because Vietnam is southern China. And the only other one besides my father that's been in the service was my cousin, who actually was one of my first martial arts teachers. He was in Cambodia to get his black belt. So anyway, so in Vietnam you're in jungle and humidity and blah blah blah, right? Then after you get, like I said, after you get your ass kicked, you like, let's get out of this jungle. Like, who are we gonna kill now? Because whether you want to believe it, all you protesters are protesting the war, y'all don't have no idea. This is what they do. They ain't worried about no money. They print money. They got you believing they worried about it. They ain't worried about no goddamn money. Now, why I know what Donald Trump is saying them, why I know Donald Trump and them are saying the truth, because when I personally was buying, we used to use this shit called, we ain't had no computers and shit. I used to have to print shit on this thing, the ink. Oh man, you don't even know how primitive that garbage was. I was in Okinawa. So I'm buying little screws. I use this as an example again all the time. I'm buying little tiny screws for like $1,000. A screw? Screw you. That shit is real. Now, what maybe you know, because I'm looking at this shit. I'm cutting this. I'm cutting that. I'm cutting the people. So it might just sound like he's cutting shit, but do you know what's being cut? Jobs. When they say they are cutting this out of the Social Security Department, the Veterans Administration, and all that stuff, they talking about jobs. Now, look them up. Dr. Claude Anson years ago wrote books. He was like, first of all, so-called black people are on the lowest rung of the financial blah 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 blah, and he was like saying, pretty soon it ain't no coming back. You know, back then when he wrote the book, he was saying it ain't no coming back at a certain point, and we are way past that point. There ain't no coming back economically. Because y'all don't even have unity. But let's get back to the jobs. The people around me, I'm not going to say family, the people around me that say they love me wouldn't listen to what I said. I'm like, dude, I was just in the Marine Corps. I worked for 3 months. I worked in it wasn't top secret, it was like secret logistics, right? In there I was buying lasers and shit, attachments for the M16, but it was impractical because you had to have all these batteries around your head, and then you had to have a big battery on your back, or a computer or whatever, and the laser was only this big to put on the rifle. So that's the one thing I remember I ordered. But like I said, other than that, I was ordering weapons for the M16, and back then we used a 45 pistol, blah blah blah. And so I seen the corruption as far as the contractors, what they were charging the military, and because I was a buyer, I was told to my face that every year, like you get, you break the year down in quarters. So was it every quarter? Well, every quarter I think I got like $25,000, and I was told to my face by the end of the year, spend every penny. Why? Because if you have what do they call? I'm forgetting words. I'm getting old. But when you have money left over in the military, that's like, no! Because what happens is Congress will be like, well, shit, y'all got money left over, so they either don't give you more money or maybe they even take a little bit money back. So you had to spend every dime by the end of the year. If the screw was 1,000, pay 2,000. If we getting close to the end of the year, huh? All right. So I know I'm not talking like y'all from the looking at Facebook and shit. I was there. I did the work. So what that got to do with today? Because after I got out from the Marine Corps, because I left, I did my 3 years. You ever did 3 years with the devil? People, why you leave the Marine Corps? Well, let me see. I'm hanging out with Caucasian boys that talk about they fuck sheep. And it's just like, yeah, boy, it's just like a woman pussy when you fuck a sheep. No. Well, I ain't never fucked no sheep, so I don't know. Ain't no sheep in New York. But that's the type of people who is in the Marine Corps. People that had a choice. Either the judge say either go to jail or go to the Marine Corps. He didn't say Army, Navy, Air Force. Either go to jail. You committed a murder. Okay, you only 15. Either go to jail or go to Marine Corps. My drill instructor, or the chief drill instructor, used to come back and show us pictures because they was in Nam, right? He was in Nam anyway, Caucasian. He showed us pictures. I seen it with my own eyes of them raping Vietnam women, and then they kill them, and then they pull out they gold. If they had gold teeth, they pull the teeth out after they're dead. So when I come home, everybody, why you left the Marine Corps? You ever been in there? I'm getting off point though. So I'm just telling you what, where I've been. I ain't no joke. So now, well, let me play this because back then when I got out, oh, that's where I was going. When I got out, I'm going to say this over and over again because we are here now. We are here now. But when I got out, I came back, for the first time ever in my life, all 5 of my brothers was together in the same house. I have a picture. You think I'm lying? And I'm like, well, at some point we down in my brother's car, probably smoking some herb or whatever. And I'm like, yo, I got a plan, man. I done heard something from these doubles, man. Blah, blah, blah. Let's get together. I didn't know what exactly was going to happen, like now. But I'm like, let's get together. Let's get some land. Some basic shit. Basic shit. Basic shit. Let's grow food. Let's build our own homes. Let's do for self. We ain't into that. 2 of them was drug dealers. 3 of them was drug dealers, if you want to get real. Wait a minute. Y'all getting drug money. Oh, we love you. You our family. Okay, I heard something. I'm the only one that ever, in the life of ever, in this family, been in the Marine Corps. If you don't believe what I'm saying, at least, you got drug money. At least, like, throw a couple of dollars. I'll do it myself. Around the same time, my oldest daughter's mother, I got land in Georgia. I got land. I'm like, well, shit. I got plan. Let me on the land. Well. Huh? Are you doing anything with the land? You in New York. I got land. And then, on top of that, everybody, when I'm like doing my thing, I'm raising my daughter. I ain't gonna say her name. I'm raising my daughter. Because at that time in the 80s, getting ready to put her in daycare, but all over TV they showing videos of daycare workers beating children and raping children, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fuck that. I am not putting her in a goddamn, even though it was in her grandmother's building, I'm like, no, I'll do it. Fuck it. Why don't you get a job? Okay, so she get up in the morning. I gotta change her diaper because her mother's working and shit, building her career while I'm what you call that, the house father. Well, anyway, I was raising her, right? So I'm changing her diapers. I'm cooking the food. I'm washing her up. I'm dressing her. And we stayed in the park. I got pictures. We stayed in the park, right? I'm not sitting in the house with my daughter. I'm teaching her how to move her fingers from her bait. When she was on her back, I'm doing this in front of her face. So, and after a while, she started copying shit like that. And then when she got old enough to stand up, that's the first time I'm studying Tai Chi. I come home and practice. I didn't make her practice. She got up. She learned the whole form with me, just following me along. Why don't you get a job? Okay. So, I'm not even going to, that's all personal shit. I ain't going to go there. The point being, I didn't know what was exactly going to happen, but all these people, get a job. Wait a minute, I got a job. I'm raising my child, and then I did 10 years with my mother, and then I did 10 years of teaching Tai Chi. You ain't never around. I'm like, I'm right up the fucking block. I'm right up the, literally, right up the fucking block. Anyway, so let's get to the point here. I got a job. I got a car. I got. I don't care what everybody else got. I. It took longer than I thought. Actually, it didn't. After 2000, before 2000, I was kind of in the mindset they getting ready to do this shit that they're doing now, right? But after 2000, I realized, I'm like, these dudes, these motherfuckers is doing it incrementally. They like, oh, let's see what these motherfuckers do. And we tell them it's the end of computers, right? People went, wow. Me and my children and my girl, we on the floor because we in Virginia on the ground floor, and everybody bucking off outside. January 1st, 2000. It was crazy. Nothing happened. They was fucking with us again. So I'm starting to look at the newspapers and stuff and like, oh, they doing it little by little. First you got to get all the Donald Trumpsters in office because everybody not with them. So get all the Trumpsters. Blow this place up, blow that. They've been doing it little by little. Why when they went Iraq, Iran, the first thing they went into, I read the newspaper, the first thing they went into was the temples and destroyed the temples, all the old stuff from Sumer. That's a whole, actually that's a whole nother, y'all don't even have, anyway. So, I got a job. So with the mentality of I have a job comes that I'm going to get a pension from a job, blah, blah, blah. Or a pension plus Social Security, blah, blah, blah. Have y'all looked at the news lately? Let's just take one example. Let me try that again. God damn it.
New this morning, the Education Department says it's cutting its workforce by nearly half. And a Dallas-based union leader is one of those employees that's now out of a job.
Yeah, this morning, that leader is speaking out about her termination. So we want to get to assignment editor Ashley Moss in the newsroom with the latest. Ashley, what did she have to say?
Well, in that announcement, we spoke with this leader as we also heard that both the Department of Education in D.C. and its regional offices, which includes an office right here in downtown Dallas, are closed today because of security reasons. Now, Brittany Coleman, she serves as the Education Department Employees Union leader, said that this could represent a significant setback here in Texas. Her office investigated things like discrimination complaints, helped students.
Yeah, right. Closed. Now, I just wanted to play that because that's an example. Again, it's like a double thing because they have been miseducating us for the longest. Then you listen to brothers like Dr. Umar Johnson. What he doing with the financial? I don't give a fuck. The words coming out of his mouth is more valuable than... I don't know what he's doing. I'm here, he's somewhere else. But if he's telling you that they sending your child that it's you're from school to jail, and in between they giving your child Ritalin, blah. I ain't never heard nobody tell you about your children in the educational system. So on the one side, I don't give a fuck about no educational department. Get rid of all them niggas. But on the other side, do y'all understand that most jobs, especially low-level jobs in the government, in the VA, in Social Security, in this, are black people? Do y'all know that? I went to Washington, D.C. Everybody was black. Women with jobs driving up. I say this over and over again, too. with jobs, driving up in Rolls Royces. Wait a minute. I was with my man, my brother from the Marine Corps. He took me to his place of living, and he took me to the park, and these fine sisters driving up in not listen to what I'm saying, Rolls Royces, and you got a job. How do you afford? So here we are. One more thing. Let me say one more thing. It's like this is crazy because 45 years, 45. You know how long ago that was? I had black hair. I had teeth. I had beautiful teeth. I got pictures. And now I'm sitting here like, wow, no, none, zip, none, zip, zero, nada. Person listen to me, none, zip, zero, nada. I said, I think on the last video, think about it. If just 10 of us got together out of my family, just 10, because there was a lot more, but just 10 of us. The people who was in my generation, they all old asses now. That's a whole nother subject because they cutting Social Security. If just 10 of us got together and put $10 a week, that's $100 a week for 40, forget 40 years. If we did that and didn't do nothing with the money in that 40 years, right now we would have so much money saved up. Yo, let's get our land, let's get our food, and get the fuck out of Dodge. We would have the money. We would also have the unity. Because just doing something like that is going to make, when it comes to money, black people are going to be like, hey, what you doing with that money, boy? You understand? So it'll make us have a kind of a unity. It would have. But now it's 2025. And Donald Trump is in office with the rest of the doubles. And they are cutting everything in real time. This is not a joke. This dude he ain't even been there 4 months yet, but he got 4 years. People talking about impeachment. That's all fluff. That's bullshit. They all the same thing. Republican, Democrat, they all the same niggas. And you are fucked. I'm probably fucked a little bit too, but I have the stuff to grow my own food. I have the stuff. I'm working on the water. That's the hardest thing out here on the West Coast is the water. Because there is no survival without water. If I have to leave the city and go to the desert, I'm fucked. I might have to go back in the cold-ass East Coast or somewhere where water runs freely. But I'm going to try to stick it out here because the weather, we'll see. But the point is, the one more thing I wanted to say, I done had 3 inspections already. Now, there's only one inspection of the apartment, and that's usually, the city or whoever. The first thing then they come in here, they like, is your smoke alarms cool? Yeah. Okay, they cool. Are you punching holes in the wall? Okay, they look around. No. Are you tearing up the bathroom or the kitchen? No. Matter of fact, when the inspector usually come in, they like, yeah, man, you got a nice place, blah, 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 blah. Because they expect me to be a crazy-ass Marine. Remember, I was not in war. So I've seen people, young men that come from war. They fucked up. I'm fortunate that way. I was not in war. So now this inspector dude, he's looking around, and I'm like, he's with the landlord people. So the landlord people standing there, and I'm like, well, I smacked the smoke alarm down. So I'm like, yeah, well, the smoke alarm. He's like, we're not talking about that. The fuck is this then? So I can't help but talk or say some dumb shit. So the inspector dude is standing out here writing stuff down. He ain't say nothing. He just looking around, and I'm talking. I'm like, Inspector dude, this some Donald Trump shit, right? He's like, this ain't got nothing to do with the government. And then they laugh. I'm like, okay, it ain't got nothing to do with the government. So what the fuck is you looking around for? Who are you? And then that same day, the VA called me. Oh, we come to talk to you tomorrow. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, so they come talk to me. So now I know it's not that inspector wasn't related to any. So, I told you that I talked to the brother that I got to know him. He's the regular dude that comes. The VA inspect me because I'm an ex-Marine. They want to look around. Well, actually, they don't come in the house since Corona. So what they used to do, they come around, see if I got weapons and all that, see if I'm thinking about killing people. I'm like, dude, I'm good. Leave me alone. I'm not on drugs. I wasn't in the service killing people. Now the Bronx is a whole nother thing. But anyway, all right. So I had that inspection, and then there was a third. I'm like, wait a minute. This is all last month. What was the third one? Somebody else. I don't know. But this is one thing I know. Remember, y'all, I didn't work that much, so I don't even get that much Social Security. A few $100 a month from them niggas. And let's get back to the veterans. The veterans don't give me shit. I don't get nothing, zip, zero, nada from the veterans, because I was not in war. War veterans get money. People on both sides of me for being in war. So here we are. After years. And after I left New York, I was still posting the same thing on my face. I done had about 3 Facebook pages and 3 YouTube, but I'm always talking the same thing. As I was learning how to plant, blah, 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 I was posting that. This is how you dig up the soil. This is the machine we can buy. Blah, blah, blah. The only time my daughters and them, got on, because that's what made me know they looking at this stuff, but all they got to say to me is, when I say something about the family, my daughter, I feel some kind of way when you talk about the family. Y'all niggas ain't no family, nigga. They go on a trip once, never once invited me. They go on family reunions once a year and, family boat rides. They save up all year to go on a boat ride together, and then they come back home and everybody split up, and some people on welfare, some people may have a job, some people... Y'all family? Like what? Like the Jackson 5? Nigga, y'all ain't no family. Y'all don't get together to take care of your own self. Who's the only one that was saying that? But the only time y'all got something to say to me is when I say shit like that. I'm like, the family won't get together. Oh, I feel some kind of way. Fuck you! Now, one daughter keeps in contact with me. And that's the one I was talking about earlier, that I was there with her. You understand? She remembers. Now, the ones after, I had 3 more after her, and I was there with them more than I was with her, because I had to leave her mother every now and then, and I was out. But this one, I was like really into their mother. And when she kidnapped them and left, I said that on the Facebook. And they came out of the woodwork. And they go, why you talking about kidnapping? And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what the fuck? You're my family? Y'all my family? Y'all don't even know this girl from Adam. I had them children. I'm getting a little upset. Let's get back to the subject, Roy. So here we are. Y'all heard it? And I guess y'all looking at the news. Most of y'all ain't gonna have no job. Most of y'all ain't gonna have no job. Most of y'all ain't gonna have no job. So what are you gonna fall back on? family. All you niggas ain't gonna have no job. It's like, okay, if your house burned down, well, shit, I can go to my cousin, huh? No, this ain't the house burning down. You won't have a job. You won't have money. Money getting ready to be phased out. He's already phased out the penny. I was looking for them 2025 pennies because they copper. And if those are the last pennies printed, they're going to be collector's item. What do y'all know about collecting? Anyway, you see what I'm saying? I'm good. Except for the water situation. But other than that, I will survive. And at 68 years old, my kung food has kept me going. Kung food? People calling me up now. I wish I would have got into it with you when you started. It's too late. Too late. Because now your old ass hip replaced. Okay, this is from the Marine Corps poisoning me. Believe me, I put in the... Give me some money. Oh, we don't give money for teeth. We just giving it to the people that got cancer. Well, shit. Have you seen my bones and my teeth? Anyway, that's a whole nother story. They poisoned. I joined the Marine Corps. I don't know if I joined because this is my country and all that bullshit, but it was like, I'm in the Marine Corps. Marine. Them niggas poisoned me. They was putting poison. I was in Camp Lejeune. Look it up. I was in Camp Lejeune. They was putting benzene, and I didn't know until my teeth started falling out. And I went to the dentist like, what the fuck? He's like, oh, was you, I guess my insurance or what? Oh, was you in Camp Lejeune? Yeah. Well, they was poisoning the water, and they had, I forgot what they call it. They supposed to have this big fund to clean it all up all over the country. My country poisoned not only me, but thousands. I looked it up. People was dying. I am fortunate that it was just my bones. My bones used to swell up and shit. And people be talking about, why you quit the Marine Corps? Nigga. Stupid motherfucker. Control, bitch. So, I'm going to stop now. It's almost 40 minutes. I don't know what to say. Ain't nothing to say because it's like, it's too late. I mean, even if people got with me 2 years ago, we might have had a chance. Because I have put on here, I have the land. I went and got it. None, zip, zero, not a people helped me get it. None. Well, my roommate gave me a couple of dollars. But I went and got it. People were like, how you get land? I went to the real estate office with some money, blah, blah, blah. It's like a mystery to most black people, how to get land. Why to get land? Well, I just want to build a house. And then when you had a house on land, you'd be like, oh, now I got to work my job. No. Start a business on the land and live on the land. Let the land pay for itself. Too late. Too late. Maybe not. I don't know. Shit is happening so fast. You never know. Banks are closing accounts. Look it up. Banks are closing accounts. Well, I got a bank account and I got $700 in it. They are I'm not saying it's coming. I said out of my mouth on video, because I look at this shit. They are closing people's accounts. They had a white lady talking about, I got good credit. And they don't care. Now they're talking about the banks might shut down because of a cyber attack. Shut down. So why do I look so nonchalant? Because my only worry is how to get water. Because what's going to happen is You can save water and save food, like all this prepper shit. But suppose this is like lasting for years and years. What you gonna do when that food run out? What you gonna do when that water run out? Especially if you're an older person. They can't fight. And they riding in the street. What you gonna do? When that water run out, ain't no prep. Those preppers got y'all getting gas generators. Gas? It runs off of gas? Where you gonna get gas? Right now, all the countries are turning against America. It'll take them a long time for America to start drilling their own oil because you got to set it up, blah, 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 whatever they got to do to drill the damn oil. Where you going to get gas to run your generator, to run your lights? Now, say you do get gas and you're the only person in the neighborhood, prepper. I got lights and I got food, but nobody else in the neighborhood got lights or food. What do you think going to happen to you? I got a gut. You know, a few people came back to me when I was posting this all the time. Let's get our own land. Come on out here. Blah, 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 blah. And they, one person or two person come back. I got a garden. Oh, you got a garden? So you good. What about the rest of us? I was like, let's us get together and we will grow food for us. None. Zip. Zero. Nada. 2 or 3 people like, yeah, that's cool. That's a good idea. And I can understand that because people got their own jobs. Nobody want to work for themselves. I work for myself. Work for myself. The thought never even crossed my mind. I've got a job.
Disabilities get access that they needed. They monitored student and teaching pipelines. She says the assertion has always been that this gives power back to the states. She says, though, that her office has always done that. Listen to what else she had to say.
What we do actually empower states in order to educate students. We work side by side with students and their school districts to provide things like grants and other funding to help support that. And
Okay, her herself, she's a teacher. She might not be, the board of education getting billions and billions of dollars to miseducate us. Now, she might be a good teacher, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what she done did or what she do. But that's exactly what I was talking about. That's a black lady. She got braids and all that good shit. She's gone. Fired. The Department of Education. The brother that came to see me the other day from the VA. The day before, I heard a guy on this bullshit. 80,000 jobs. But the brother said 70,000. Okay, 10,000 less or more. Do you know how many jobs that is? How many jobs that is? That's just 2 departments, education and VA. Now you got Social Security and this one and that one. Jobs. Now, y'all might think, well, shit, I got education. I'll just go get me another job. Where? Are y'all paying attention to what the fuck is happening? McDonald's and all these types of people, the ones that don't go out of business, they are mechanizing. That means they got robots. Look it up! You probably seen the commercials about the automation robots making hamburgers. Because these Negroes out here, I'm making $15 an hour at McDonald's. Because that's the law. It's done. China is selling America robots for like a few $1,000s, a couple of hundred, I was just looking at it. They showing how these robots are so human-like. They can do anything you can do, but do it better because they don't need to have lunch. They don't need to take breaks. They don't need to get paid. The only time you might pay a robot is if it break down sometime. But ain't no $15 an hour. They don't complain. They don't go to the bathroom. They got a robot now that's so close to it's not. This is the first Android. It's not even a robot. The first Android has already been created. AI, as we know it, has only been out like last year, and now they got. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? They have androids. Instead of blood, they work off of water. They have as many muscles as we have. They move just like us. But everybody got jobs. No, you don't. And I guess I'm talking for 46 minutes because we are here. And what is these thousands and thousands? You're not going to go to another corporation and get a job because it's going to be replaced by... I was replaced by a robot or automation at the Federal Reserve Bank when I was working at the Fed here, and then when I went back to New York, I'm like, I'll get me another job at the Federal Reserve Bank. I went downtown New York. There's like, well, that job is being done by automation now. So that job, and this is 1982. Now it's 2025. It's done, man. I'm not trying to scare you, but I don't know what else to say, because for years and years and years, I said what I had to say. Same thing over and over again. Let's get together. That's the first of all, let's get together. There is no together. The Chinese, they kill each other, but they together. The Mexicans and Latinos, they kill each other, but they together. Caucasians hate everybody, but they together to run the world. See, they can hate each other. There'd be 5 of them in the office, and I hate you, and I hate you, and I hate you. But they take care of business, and then everybody go back to their own mansions and don't have to worry about them niggas in the office. They have generational wealth. We worried about paying rent next month. And now we caught up in, when I say we, not necessarily me, but now y'all caught up in the old way of thinking. I got a job. Well, all of a sudden, jobs are being cut, and like I said, most of those low-level people, and I know for a fact again that a bunch of them been getting all kind of money. People on welfare, people 400 years old on Social Security. 400 years old, you damn. Show me how to live. I don't even want the Social Security. Show me how to live 400 years. So it's true. What they're saying is true. But the consequences are going to come down, already have started. It's not going to. That's my bad speech. Going. It's already started. That looked like a regular old black woman with braids in her hair. Fired. Not like, oh, well, you got a couple of weeks and, gone. Like, today you're going, bye. Wow. So, this is going to be the most interesting year in the life of ever. At least for people like in my generation and before. I don't know about these youths. What are they going to do? They've been going to school to get a job, to retire. Well, unless you fix robots or you in the AI or whatever the future is going to be, you fucked. Labor as well as white-collar jobs are going to be done by AI or physical robots. And that's all I'm going to say. That's almost an hour of talking. And I don't know what to say anymore. I'm going to just keep doing my cannabis kung fu. That's another thing I heard way back in 1977 while I was in the Marine Corps. I'm working, and somebody asked this general, what are we doing? I mean, this is like literally words. What are we doing to prepare for nuclear war, General? And the general replied, we're stockpiling marijuana to ease the radiation sickness of the people. Think about that. We're stockpiling marijuana. This is 1970, 78, 77. We are stockpiling marijuana to ease the radiation sickness of the people. So he didn't even say nothing about, well, maybe it won't be a war, or maybe they already had plans for nuclear war. Now China hates America. Now India found some shit on the moon. Space aliens are coming to blow up the world. this is like some cartoon shit. All I can do is say, I wish y'all niggas luck. Peace. Y'all see me again, because I'm going to just do my cannabis kung fu. Because a lot of y'all who realize are going to be like, well, we better learn how to defend ourselves, because it's getting ready to get crazy. Peace. I wish y'all well. I'm out.